Signing with no expression is similar to someone lecturing in a monotone voice all the time. The message loses substance and meaning to the people on the receiving end of the conversation. In spoken English, we use inflection in our voices in order to help tell what we are trying to convey to others. Obviously, in sign language, there are no tones for speakers to move up or down in order to tell if they're asking a question or if simply making a statement. In sign language, the speaker uses facial expressions, such as movement of their eyebrows or other facial expressions, to aid them with their ability to convey a message. In addition to eye contact, general body language is also extremely important in the deaf community. For example, you cannot say, "I'm happy," with a sad expression and drooping shoulders. If you were to do this, the person you're signing to may become confused with what you're saying. Sign language not only gives the deaf community a language to bond over, but it enhances the relationships between individuals within the community because of the intimacy and expressionism that comes with using ASL. So what is it like to be a part of the deaf community? When I started learning sign, I became very hyper-aware of everything I was hearing. I started to wonder what it would be like to be part of the deaf community for a day. I must admit, while thinking about what it would be like to be deaf, I thought of it as a disability, as many people from the hearing community would. However, as I mentioned previously, the deaf community does not see their hearing loss as a disability. People who associate themselves with the deaf community do not see it as a hearing loss, but as a deaf gain. At first, this did not make sense to me. Who would not want to be able to hear? As I did more research, I found myself getting more information on deaf culture. Although deaf people are often misunderstood, discriminated against, and have a hard time communicating with those in the hearing world, many would not want to become hearing if they had the choice. This misunderstanding is also why we need to be more aware and accepting of deaf people and their culture. Most people in the deaf community see themselves as a close-knit group, almost like a family, brought together by a common language as well as a unique perspective on the world that many others do not possess. Let's say a deaf person meets another deaf person. They automatically have a common bond. This is not the case in the hearing world. If you were to go up to a random hearing person in a store and start talking to them, they may be nice and carry on a conversation with you. But chances are they will be wondering the whole time you are talking to them what you want to do with them. This is because hearing is a majority group and deaf is a minority group. People in the deaf community have a connection that goes beyond their language. The deaf community supports vision as their main sense, and it is used throughout their community. In their home, at school, and at work, it provides them with independence to participate in all aspects of society, despite popular belief. As a community, they are able to have discussions. They can drive, get jobs, play sports, text, video chat, and even enjoy music. Yes, deaf people can enjoy music. Some people might ask, how can you enjoy music if you can't hear it? Well, the answer is quite simple. What happens when you turn the music up a little bit too loud in your car? What do you feel? You feel the vibrations of the bass and the drums beating. You feel the music. And this is how deaf people listen to music. If the person is interested in knowing the lyrics to the song, they can read them like a poem, just like you and I both can. I know the notes cannot be heard, but they can be felt and experienced in a different way that others may not appreciate if they were not deaf. This is why people in the deaf community like their music extremely loud, so that they are able to feel the rhythm. Although it's a different form of the way we as hearing people experience music, I think it is important to realize that deaf people can enjoy things just as much as we can and may have a new way of looking at situations that most people have never considered before.